What's cracking, people? Back with another reaction, and back with a reaction that is sort of bittersweet. Which is to say, we're finishing Yazoo. I said it's going to keep happening my whole life up until maybe, I don't know, 5, 6 years ago or something. I knew them as Yaz. They were always Yaz. And it's like, oh, by the way, the rest of the world knew them as Yazoo. It was just in your market that they had to, for legal reasons, be called Yaz. So, and again, even the later reissue CDs that I have now, they say Yaz on them. So, I do apologize. But we are at the final song of my American version of their second album, You and Me Both. Now, Han Solo made the point that there's another tune that's not included on here, which is on the original UK version of the album, in which Vince Clarke is actually the lead vocalist. He actually does lead vocals on the track. Interested to hear that, but that's not the one I have. So the one I have to finish the album is And On. Now I'm aware there's some other tunes that are not on their studio albums, like B-sides and so on. So I'm going to try to find a way to react to everything. But ultimately, this is the end of the journey through their second album. So shout out to those of you who've been commenting, Han Solo in particular, but a few others in recent videos. So big ups to all the Yazoo fans out there. Once again, this album was produced by Eric Radcliffe and Yazoo. I mean, I'm reading it and it says Eric Radcliffe and Yaz. It just, it stops. There's no two O's right there. So, but yeah, this it was produced by Eric, or in conjunction with Eric Radcliffe. So yeah, this is the final tune, And On, which is funny because, knowing that their discography ended here, it's this irony in the sense that the last tune on the album, as I have it, suggests a continuation, a perpetuation, a sort of non-determinate progress into the future, or movement into the future, meaning with no clear or definitive end established or scheduled. So yeah, it's funny that there's this sort of irony that the last track on the album, as I have it, would suggest a continuation of a relationship, a musical partnership, and sort of creative fount of awesome synth pop that was actually just in the process of having the plug pulled. So it is unfortunate, but like I said, it's a sort of ironic twist. But yeah, this is 1983, And On by Yazoo, the last track on the American version of their second album. I like a couple of the elements already. Oof. I like the dramatic, sort of suspenseful opening. I like those the little bass run. We got chimes up top. Your father plastered a handkerchief. Speaking to a troubled family life, or to a sad family life. The two same faces look to mine for a sign of grief. Whoa. A thousand rainbows always stand around too long. I like that later. And it's someone's falling around a change at the top of the track. Little chimes and metallic hits. We're beginning to fade with every rain. Oh, the percussion is insane. So I tried in vain to write it again. They didn't understand. I like that tone too. They didn't even try. I'm so glad that you left us before you had the chance to die. Before you had the chance to die. She said she was glad she was able to do something before the other person had a chance to die. I need to I feel there's some interesting themes at play that I'm just sort of on the edges of. I sat there for a long time, expecting to turn and see you. Love the high sort of electric melody of that layer. And again, Again, people still throwing around Heavenly Change at the top of the track.
Willing it to turn to your hand. Dawn gonna miss you, dear, but I don't have to cry. I'm so glad that you left us now before you had the chance to die.
I'm so glad you left before you had the chance to die. Is that what she said?
I'm gonna miss you, dear, but I'm not going to cry. I'm so glad that your life's gone now before you had the chance to die.
Again, I think I'm on the edges of the themes here, and have to listen to that again and try to let some of those lines sink in more. Part of it is just, I've come to really enjoy Vince Clarke's work, and sort of as I'm beginning to hear his work in different groups and sort of the evolution of his sound, I do tend to start focusing on the sort of the throwing of Heavenly Change, like plinking around the top of a track, or the way his bass will kind of like roll in just like a perfect iteration at the bottom, and so on. So one of the things with Yazoo tracks and Erasure tracks is sometimes I catch myself focusing on the sonics to the point where the lyrics kind of go by and I'm only hitting like one or two of the words. So I may have to listen to it a few more times, but I do think there's some interesting emotions at play, never mind themes. So let me know what you think of this one. Let me know if you do have an angle on the lyrics and some insight that would be important or illuminative. So really do appreciate the people commenting. Once again, Han Solo, shout out to you. But there's been a few more people lately, so it is nice to celebrate these groups, including a group which really they haven't been around for 40 years, but people are still talking about them, people still enjoying their music. I think that's a testament to their quality. So once again, shout out to Vince Clarke, Alison Moyet, just this crazy lightning in a bottle duo in terms of creating a sound that basically no one else was doing. Now again, I'm going through the Eurythmics, and I feel like there's a comparison there that's natural, at least for some of the Eurythmic stuff. I think obviously they did other stuff that is perhaps in different sonic idioms, but I do appreciate that, especially for people who really enjoy Yazoo's sound. It's like, hey, that's cool, and in some ways I get why that's similar, but this is something like very special in its own thing. So I do appreciate that. But like I said, it feels like the comparison is sort of inevitable in some ways. Anyway, let me know what you think of this one. Other than that, thank you for listening and watching. Like I said, I'm going to see if I can find a way to react to some more Yazoo tunes. But until then, shout out to all the Yazoo fans. Hopefully there will be more coming in the future. See you next time. Peace.